how out of left field. New Pokemon Snap, as I guess it's officially called here.
Yeah, I yesterday, or I guess Tuesday, on my Gaming Ride Home podcast, I was like, they're doing this Pokemon thing, and I literally said in that little segment, I was like, it would be cool to see something exciting like Pokemon Snap, but we're not going to see that. That's not going to happen. And then I was just so like, I was 100% wrong, which was fantastic. That's the best game
from Pokemon PR telling you what you know.
I'll show you.
Yeah, it was funny. Somebody actually wrote in on Patreon saying like, okay, so you guys have Photo Mode Snap, and then Pokemon Snap 2 is announced. Like, what did you guys know the whole time? Also,
it's new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, this is Pokemon completely different. Yeah. So people joked around that when we come back for season 2 of Photo Mode Snap, we should just call it New Photo Mode Snap.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Seems like we should probably do it. And of course, then we can do the official Photo Mode Snap for Pokemon Snap, which we haven't really been able to do before, so it's perfect. Anna, did you watch this trailer?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
I mean, I'm super stoked. I didn't play Pokemon Snap till I was older, so it's kind of like one of those classic games that I revisited.
Yeah.
But like honestly, I'm like more excited for Pokemon Snap than Sword and Shield, which like I don't know if that's a hot take, but I just love interacting with Pokemon, and battling is fun, but I'd rather just like see them do cute things.
Right, because like that DLC launched today, like the Isle of Armor.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah, Islands of Armor. Yeah.
Which I want to play. Then it turns out Ronnie has my copy of Pokemon. I was like, damn it, I gotta get that back at some point. But yeah, I think I'm with you. I am optimistic about new Pokemon Snap. I still was watching that trailer and being like, are they going to have all the systems in here? It seems like it's a very early version of the game that they're showing here. They had a disclaimer saying gameplay not final, stuff like that. Yeah. But there's still details like, okay, they're showing apples. I'm curious to see if they're going to be adding more items, if they're going to be bringing all those items back, if they're still going to have that structure of that original game where it's a little bit of a puzzle aspect for how to unlock new stages and new islands as you're jumping around here. There's still so many question marks about how this thing actually operates.
Well, and it looks like, I'm curious to see if it'll be set tracks, if there'll be more free exploration. From like the video, it looks like that we are on like set tracks, like these little overlays. But I'd be curious to see if there is possibility to break from that. But for now, it seems like pretty much remaking Pokemon Snap with the new Pokemon.
Although, Kyle, you noticed it is a different protagonist this time around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually emailed the Pokemon company just to try to get some clarity on that.
Did you really?
Like it's not a remake, right? Because it says all new adventure, but then like Ishihara was kind of saying like this is I forget what his exact wording was, but he specifically was like the original game released in 1999, and this is a new photo adventure. Like there was like just a little weird wording, and it's like the beach kind of looked similar-ish enough to make me be like, are they repeating levels or anything?
I don't think they're going to be like repeating the levels. If anything, I think it's going to be even
like
more
a nostalgic
different.
Thing.
Yeah, I feel like
unless it's like they have the beach level from the N64 game or something. But
and
I'm pretty confident it's a whole new game. But there was enough to make me just try to get some clarity, and they said they would get back to me, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're going to play on that nostalgic to market it too and drum up excitement for it because everyone's I feel like the nostalgia factor for that game is so high.
Yeah, they'll let you print photos from the one Blockbuster that's still in business in Canada and stuff.
Bend, Oregon, yeah. They say so on the site. They say in new Pokemon Snap, you'll explore deserts, jungles, and more as you photograph fan favorite Pokemon and discover never before seen Pokemon expressions and behaviors. New behaviors. I'd try and surprise me, Pokemon.
Mating.
The part that I get ready. Oh, there's mating in this shot. I don't know, Kyle, about that. Even leaning towards maybe remaking some stuff. I think it's going to be more different. Like the fact that they don't call it a sequel, the fact that they say inspired by Pokemon Snap is really specific, odd wording that has my skin crawl a little bit. And obviously, different developer this time around. Bandai Namco is going to be developing it, but HAL is still involved in some way in there. It's like listed in the credits, which is interesting.
Yeah, it says, because I watched your reaction, and I hadn't caught that, but it says HAL Laboratory developed by Bandai Namco in the small text, right? Which is weird, strange. I don't know what that means, but
I'm curious how HAL is helping out with this whole operation. But just even looking at the protagonist, Kyle, the fact that they changed it from Todd in the original game, who I believe was in the anime as well, and the fact that they're going for like a new character this time around, I would put money right now that Professor Oak is not in this game, and that they're trying to divorce it from that anime world. Because think about, like, the anime was at its peak when that original, well, in my mind at least, when that original game was released, right? And now it seems like it's been a while since Pokemon has tried to court the TV audience, unless there's some connection that I'm not thinking about. But it seems like more and more they've been like, that's a separate train. So with this one, I could see them getting away from it and not having Professor Oak, not having that voice actor come back for all these things, just based on that protagonist and the fact that they're shaking him up.
Yeah. Well, and my guess is they'd offer like a choice to like pick your gender too, just since that's like pretty common in games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Every Pokemon, since White at this point.
Yeah. I saw, like, if you look at all the photos at the end, you can see that they have filter options, which is cool. It's kind of like a cool radiant version of Pikachu. So I'm wondering if they'd have like some Instagram tie-in that's pretty progressive. I don't know. But then also, like, the weird thing is in that shot where they have all the different pictures, it seems like different aspect ratios for the pictures too. And so I don't know if that's just the presentation or that's going to be part of it, is trying to crop it and kind of more modern photo editing techniques from Twitter or Instagram being incorporated into this thing.
Well, I think like Pokemon has been like such a leader in user-generated content, and Nintendo is good at this in general. But like with Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, you saw so many like cute screenshots and videos, and so I'm sure at this point they're like, whatever game gets people posting about it on Twitter and gets us free press, like, let's push it out the door. So I feel like they'll support any feature that does that.
Yeah.
Do you think will new Pokemon Snap have a photo mode in it?
I mean, no. I bet it's going to be that weird thing that they do in like Animal Crossing. Well, I guess Animal Crossing does have the photo mode.
Photo
but
mode,
like kind of the soft way they do in Animal Crossing too, where it's like, remember, they're like, okay, we're about to celebrate the launch of the museum or the reveal of the museum. Get ready to hit the snapshot button right now. Like, I think it'll probably be stuff like that even, or even like you can look at your gallery of all the photos and they'll encourage you to upload it from there or something, you know? But they did not put a release date on it. It seems like it's still a work in progress, but super exciting. I mean, who would have thunk it? It's incredibly fun to see a new Pokemon Snap, and I want to be optimistic, but this is so stupid too. This is a classic problem of being nostalgic for stuff. It's like, in my mind, I'm like, I hope they make it complex as hell. It's like, I hope they don't make it too much for the kids. It's like, what am I doing? Of course it's going to be a simplified version of the game overall.
I mean, also, I think
that aperture.
I think a lot of the appeal of the original was seeing Pokemon in 3D. And I mean, it wasn't the first time, but it felt like, here's a really in-depth look at, like, you can see the Pokemon moving around as 3D models, whereas now that feels a lot more commonplace. So it doesn't have that huge, like, oh, that's really, Lapras, or like that's what Charizard actually looks like that the original Pokemon Snap had.
So they really have to up it, I think, for the animation. And there's even stuff like Pikachu eating the apple early on, where it's like, look, I'm not expecting The Last of Us Part 2, but it's like Pikachu takes a bite and it's like, oh, and like half the apple's gone. It's like, okay. It seems fine looking, but these, Surreal, once you see these new behaviors from these Pokemon, you're going to flip out, and it's going to be like seeing a whole new Vulpix out there.
And we won't even get into the expressions.
Oh, the expressions. Lord, the expressions.
A little exclamation point pops up when they notice something.
We can dream. If you enjoyed this clip from the MinnMax Show podcast, we think you'll like the full show too. You can find it by subscribing to MinnMax's YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast app. Any help spreading the word to keep our whole indie operation here running is appreciated. We're here for and because of the wonderful MinnMax community, so you're welcome to join.